Okay, since we're still in this section, we're also going to go over video effects and audio effects. So let's take a look at the video effects. Video effects, I'll say, is getting a little bit more deeper into Premiere and more advanced editing, but there are still some things that you can do to enhance your video. Let's say that you wanted to adjust the brightness or the contrast of a clip. You could do so using color correction options and use an effect called brightness and contrast. And simply what you would do, you would drag that effect onto the clip, and then we would go into our source monitor and click Effects Controls. And here we would have our parameters to adjust that particular effect. Now this works for pretty much all effects. All the parameters that we want to edit will be in our effects control. So here I can edit my brightness of the clip or even the contrast of the clip to give some different color correction options. So let's just keep it there. So, but there are a ton of different other effects that you can use. Generally, you'll find that effects are something that you have to play around with and get to learn a little bit more. Different effects does have different type of parameters, and it really gets advanced in terms of adjusting things like color correction and adding special effects as well. There are also what we call audio effects. A common audio effects that I always use is the adaptive noise reduction. Basically, let's say I had an interview and I had a constant noise that was interfering with my speaker's audio. I would apply this effect, and what this does is that it applies parameters to the audio to basically try to get rid of that noise that we don't want. Some other effects you'll see, we have a dehummer or distortion effect. So if you wanted to make someone sound like, let's say, a robot or something, these are different things you can do with these effects. I also have what's called a vocal enhancer effect, which I've used from time to time, and a ton of different other effects. Again, effects is something that's a little bit tricky, but you pretty much learn how to use effects as you work with the software. But the most basic thing that you'll need to know for editing at the beginning stage is using the adaptive noise reduction, which will really be helpful for those of you who are doing interviews where you have a clip where someone is speaking and there's a lot of noise around that person in that particular clip. The adaptive noise reduction will help reduce that noise that you don't want. Last thing we're going to go over is we're going to go over these two audio panels. We have what is called the audio clip mixer, which is next to our effects control. And we also have the VU meter. So let's take a look at both while I play this clip. As you can see, while I'm playing this clip, I have my VU meter over here showing me the levels, and along with this VU meter over here showing me the levels. Now the difference between these two meters is that in the audio clip mixer, I can adjust the loudness of my audio, and my VU meter will also show that outcome as well. A common thing with audio is that we don't want to get into the red, because once we start getting to the red, the audio starts to become distorted. So generally, you would adjust the loudness so that you stay within the green, because once we start getting to the red, audio starts becoming distorted, and that doesn't make necessarily for a good video. Another thing that I want you to notice is that, as I stated in other videos, the track is linked accordingly to the VU meter. As you can see, A1 stands for audio 1, and in our track, in our audio clip mixer, we have A1, which represents audio 1. So if I was to have other audio clips within my timeline, they would show accordingly to the track that it is placed in. Okay? Again, there are some more things that you can do with audio, and hopefully we'll get to cover that a little bit more in the next video. But that is it for this tutorial. In the next video, we're actually going to complete an entire video from start to finish, and also learn a little bit more about rendering, exporting, and sharing our completed video. See you soon.